On our 7th wedding anniversary, my husband, Nate Anderson, told me that he had offended a mob boss. On the same night, he sent our daughter, Poppy Anderson, and I to go into hiding in the desert. Halfway through the journey, I recalled that I had forgotten to pack my daughter's asthma medication. Hence, I quickly went back. However, I saw Nate celebrating with his friends in our mansion. Nate, aren't you worried that Lila and Poppy are going to starve in the remote area that you've sent them to? Nate said indifferently. Don't worry about it. I've repackaged the unsold dog food from Emma's shop and sent it to them. They won't starve. Emma leaned her head against Nate's chest. Baby, you're so smart. Do you think our child will be more like you or me? Nate looked at her lovingly and kissed her. Regardless of who our child resembles, I'll love him or her the most. His friend could not stand it anymore. Since you don't love Lila, why did you marry her and have Poppy with her? Nate lit a cigarette. He looked a little cross. I only slept with Lila because I was afraid that Emma would think I was inexperienced, but I didn't expect her to get pregnant after that one time. I only married her out of responsibility. I feel bad for Emma. She was with me for so many years, but our relationship had no label. If Lila finds out that Emma's pregnant, she'll definitely make a scene. I have no choice but to simply make up a lie and send her away. I stood on the other side of the door, feeling chilled to the bone. 3 years later, Nate video called me with a big smile. Lila, it's all over. Are you and Poppy doing well? I'll come get you. I looked at the man who was hugging me tightly in his sleep. We're doing good. My new husband keeps me very satisfied, and Poppy has started to call him daddy. On the other end of the video call, Nate Anderson was slightly stunned. Then, he laughed. Lila, why are you still so stubborn? I know you've suffered in the desert for 3 years and that you're upset about it. You just said you have a new husband to make me feel bad, right? I stared coldly at his smug face. Nate, I'm serious. He did not believe me at all. Emma Smith suddenly popped up on the screen. She had makeup on. She was also wearing the necklace that Nate said was for me on our 7th anniversary. Lila, don't be stubborn. There are only camels and sand in the desert. How could you have found a new husband? Did you randomly marry a homeless man who was walking through the desert? She giggled and looked at me tauntingly. Nate pulled her into his arms. Emma, don't say that. It makes sense that her mind isn't quite right since she's been all alone over there with Poppy. I wanted to throw up when I saw them echoing each other. Are you done with your act? If so, goodbye. Nate was no longer smiling. He started scolding me with a serious expression. Lila, you're being difficult. I've worked hard in the past 3 years to placate the mob boss. After dealing with that, the first thing I thought of was getting you back. Why are you acting so snarky? Emma added fuel to the fire, saying, Nate, I bet Lila's blaming you for not sending her any good food. But all that dog food was expensive. It was high in nutritional value. It always goes out of stock. I was triggered by her words. Since it's so nutritious, why don't you save it for yourself? Emma's expression changed and she immediately teared up. Nate, look at her. Nate immediately hugged her lovingly. Lila, I'll immediately bring you and Poppy back on my private jet. You have to apologize to Emma once we're there. I ended the call and tossed my phone aside. The man behind me turned around and wrapped his strong arm around my waist. He rested his chin on my shoulder. Who called you? I patted the back of his hand. A lunatic. Liam White did not question me any further. He tightened his arm around me and hugged me. It's Poppy's birthday tomorrow. I got someone to put up the party decorations. I turned around and met his eyes. 3 years ago, I got lost in the desert while carrying Poppy in my arms. She was feverish. She was having an asthma attack, and her breathing was shallow. I cried desperately on the sand dune with her in my arms. I only had the dried food that Nate sent me. I opened the packages and saw that they were filled with dog food. Just when we thought that we were about to die in the desert, Liam passed by with his team. He brought us back to the oasis. He got us the best doctor and saved Poppy's life. Over the last 3 years, he had been treating us very